Welcome back, first grade. This is Miss Hershey here with part 2 of assignment number 6 for your second trimester. This is going to be our rainbow birch forest. So last video we did the trees with the Sharpie and the white crayon and the yellow leaves, and today we are going to be doing painting. So you're going to need your watercolor paints for this one. And we're going to be painting sort of a rainbow. We're going to go almost back to our color wheel, but instead of being a wheel, it's going to go top to bottom. And we are going to do a beautiful rainbow look on these trees. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the color green. Think about like grass coming up from the bottom. And I'm just going to paint up from the bottom of my paper, upward motion, gently going upward. Let's try to avoid getting on our trees. I was going on my trees, but let's actually try to avoid that. I'm going to actually wipe that off. So don't go on your trees if you don't have to. And if you did, you can actually get a paper towel and you can wipe it off, or a tissue, and it'll come right off your crayon there. Okay, so we've got some green going on. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get some more green, and I'm going to do a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to do a second coat of my green here. And you can see the crayon, that white crayon, is going to resist the green, just like some of these other projects we've done, and then the yellow is going to resist it too, so you're going to have these beautiful leaves sticking out through your rainbow. So our next color is actually going to be yellow. Yellow is next to green on the rainbow. My paint tray is actually in rainbow order, which I really enjoy. So gentle, like I'm petting a puppy, getting all that green up there. And I'm going to go from my yellow down into my green. And that kind of helps prevent them from mixing together too much. And you're going to need to rinse when it starts to get too green looking like mine did there. So I'm going to go back to my yellow, kind of go back on that one. Yellow can be kind of a picky color, so sometimes you will need to got water under my tray. You're going to need to get a lot of yellow on your brush. I say sometimes you need to count to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. That's a good bit of yellow. Into my green, more yellow, down into my green, more yellow, and right down into that green. I'm going to rinse that time. This little tiny between area, and all the way to the edge. So it's sort of green into yellow now. After yellow in our rainbow comes orange, and that's nice because on my paint tray they're next to each other, so that really helps you. But if we were doing the color wheel, that's how it would go. And I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to do orange down into my yellow. And you can see I'm brushing up and down, just the direction between my trees would go. And this is a nice little review. We've done horizontal lines, or excuse me, vertical lines. We did our up and down lines last time. And now we're kind of doing our color wheel again, because we're going in rainbow order. We started with green versus last time we started with red, but we're still going in rainbow order. So we've got green, yellow, green mixes into yellow, yellow mixes into orange, and then the two colors that you put together to make orange would be red and yellow. So since we know yellow is on the bottom, we know red's going to go on the top. Again, red can be picky, so I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to go into my orange with my red slightly. And this branch that I made kind of thicker, I'm going to paint right over him, because he's got that white crayon on him to prevent him from getting too painty. Okay. A little bit of crayon got in the middle there, you can tell. I'm holding it down with my fingers on the trees where my fingers won't get so dirty. These are blending together really nicely, this red and orange. You can see my rainbow kind of coming up between my birch trees. It's very pretty. I'm really liking it, and I'm liking those little yellow pops of leaves coming out. So after red, on my tray it's black, but so we have green, yellow, orange, red. We're gonna hop over to purple because purple and then blue and red make purple. Oh, I just almost did blue. We are gonna go to purple. And like I said in the other videos, my purple isn't super purpley. It's a little bit more of a pinkish purple, but it'll work just fine. And I'm going to take that purple and I'm gonna paint it a little bit into my red, just helping them blend together a little bit. I'm almost running out of room between these trees, but I gotta remember to do inside this V here. If you did a V, make sure you do inside your V. You don't want to ignore the V shape between those two tree limbs. Okay, and my rainbow is starting to turn out pretty nice. I'm really liking it. Gonna clean my brush, wipe 3 times, and hit up my blue. So blue can be your last color, or you can do green on the top again. So if you feel like you have room, you can leave enough room to do some green on top. I think I'm gonna try to leave a little bit of room to do green, or you can just do a lot of blue if you want. So right here, this is where those 2 trees crisscross. Here's my V shape. Going into my purple a little bit. Okay. A little bit further. And my last blue. I went on my trees a little bit, so I'm gonna take my tissue and wipe that up. Okay, got a little one there too. All right, so I do have room to do a little bit of green. And I'm gonna try to kind of get a blue-green going. So I'm gonna get my green on my brush. And I'm gonna go right into my blue and kind of make a blue-green color if I can. And if they don't wanna mix, they don't wanna mix, that's okay. Sometimes with these Crayola paints, they don't love to mix together super well. If you have a different brand like Prang are really good, they will mix together nicely. But we've kind of taken our color wheel full circle from green all the way back to green, and I think it looks very beautiful. So we've got our trees with our rainbow behind and our yellow leaves and our beautiful birch trees, and I think this is a great painting. So I want you guys to let this dry, have your parents help you take a picture and put it up in Schoology for me. Great job sticking through this 2 videos that were both pretty decent in length, and the first one was pretty hard, and the second one I think was just kind of fun. I can't wait to see your guys' rainbow birch tree forests, so go ahead and submit those. Bye guys!